6 celebrities who gave up their child for adoption. Albert Einstein. The intelligent scientist Albert Einstein chose not to become a parent initially. However, in 1902, he and Mileva Merrick welcomed their baby, named Lizerl, a year before tying the knot. During Einstein's tenure in Switzerland, Mileva assumed the responsibility of caring for the baby in Serbia. Eventually, Merrick joined Einstein, but their child did not accompany them. In 1986, the discovery of letters between Einstein and Merrick unveiled the existence of their hidden child. In these letters, discussions about the baby unfolded, with mentions dating back to 1901 and concluding in 1903, when Einstein expressed concern about the child's health due to scarlet fever. There was even correspondence suggesting the possibility of giving the child up for adoption. Clark Gable. Clark Gable, a celebrated actor, shared the screen with iconic actresses such as Joan Crawford, Ava Gardner, and Marilyn Monroe. His widespread popularity translated into significant box office success, solidifying his status as a highly lucrative figure in the film industry. Despite his triumphs in the film industry, Clark Gable's personal life was intricate. The complexity unfolded during his collaboration with Loretta Young on a film, where they formed an immediate connection. This connection ultimately led to the birth of Judy Lewis, Clark's secret biological daughter. Indeed, Judy Lewis was the only child Clark Gable acknowledged during his lifetime, as his son was born 4 months after his passing. Despite this, Clark never forged a relationship with Judy. It's worth noting that at the time of his affair with Loretta Young, Clark Gable was married to Maria Langham. So Young agreed to conceal the pregnancy to protect both their film careers and avoid scandal. After Judy was born, she would then be placed in an orphanage by Young. Andy Kaufman. Andy Kaufman was someone who loved jokes, but even though people called him a comedian, he made a big decision when he was young. After finishing high school, Andy started partying a lot and had a girlfriend named Gloria. When he was 19, Gloria became pregnant at 17. This made him realize he needed to change his life. Andy enrolled at Union College in Boston to study arts and television, aiming to steer his life towards responsibility and a more purposeful direction. During his time at school, Andy's daughter was born, but tragically, he never had the opportunity to see the baby. She was placed for adoption, and Andy passed away before she eventually discovered the identity of her biological father. Roseanne Barr. At a point in her life, Roseanne faced the challenging decision of becoming a mother and ultimately made the difficult choice to give up her child. At the age of 18, she opted to place her daughter for adoption, despite initially intending to raise the baby herself. The decision stemmed from the recognition that the financial circumstances made it impractical for her to keep the child. The baby was born in 1971 in a Salvation Army home for unwed mothers, and Roseanne would decide to give the child to the Jewish Family and Children's Services in Denver, Colorado. Brandy Brown and her mother Roseanne were reunited when Brandy was 17. Before this reunion, Roseanne had no knowledge of Brandy's whereabouts. Surprisingly, it was an unidentified tabloid that provided Roseanne with crucial clues that eventually led her to locate her daughter. Linda Lovelace. Linda Lovelace, an adult film star, felt unprepared to shoulder parental responsibilities at a young age. Opting for a different path, she became part of the sensual revolution of the 1970s, immersing herself in the adult film industry. Linda achieved fame for her role in the 1972 film Deep Throat, but it later came to light that she had an abusive husband who threatened and coerced her into her performances. Linda got pregnant when she was 19, and her mom made her give the baby away for adoption. After that, she moved to New York to learn about computers, but she got hurt in a car crash, and it changed her life. In her later years, Linda embraced Christianity and became an advocate against adult content. The decision to give up her child emerged as a crucial and defining choice in her life. If she had not done so, she would probably have remained in Florida as a young single mother and not been forced to become an adult film star by an abusive husband. Joanie Mitchell. Joanie Mitchell, a renowned singer-songwriter, stands as one of the most influential female artists of the 20th century. However, her trajectory might have taken a different path had she not faced a challenging decision in her youth. Prior to adopting the name Joanie Mitchell, she was known as Joan Anderson, a struggling and obscure folk singer in Toronto. During this time, she had a child with a man named Brad McMuth, who subsequently departed for California, as alluded to in her song Little Green. Joanie later tried to marry another folk singer named Chuck Mitchell, hoping for a better life. However, their relationship didn't work out, and she kept the last name Mitchell, which she became famous with. The baby would then be given up for adoption named Kellyfer, and then her name would be changed after 2 teachers adopted her.